that Akno played Priya, and Mounir changed to Thor. He originally was playing another legend, which I believe he was playing Teros. I may be wrong on that regard. And then he swapped over to the Thor to essentially get more of a lighter weapon being that orb. So I'm really curious to see how this does play out for them.
Well, right now, it's not looking too good for Mounir, and I can understand why. I do not like this matchup into Chakrams with the hammer. Oh my goodness, the ground pound darting down. I draw a lot of comparisons to that ground pound, just like the Qatar's ground pound. It's just so very fast with that narrow hitbox. But yeah, we can already see so far, FryDasOle has done such a good job at just getting in these vortexes. Look at that. There's almost nowhere the Mounir can run. He's being hit by Nair, into recovery, into Nair, into recovery. It's almost an endless loop. Very nice ground pound. That might actually be the stock right there. No, the Cider into the ground pound. Nice recovery for him, but no, Mounir selling the stock. And now FryDasOle is up 3-1.
There's a lot that went on there, which... I don't even know if people noticed, but Fry threw his weapon against the wall to fuse it instead of having to burn a gravity cancel from the split. Mounir gets the down signature just to pull it back a little bit, but Fry is on fresh second stock. Mounir is essentially a full stock behind, and Mounir needs to work right now for this, and he definitely is, as he's racking up that damage onto Fry right now. Fry's looking for that chakram, not got a lot of movement. Taking it up, getting the split, and now Mounir needs to keep going. Fry doesn't have a recovery right now. Fry's got very much nothing right now.
But look at the hover. Oh, that's just disgusting. That's disgusting that you get all the way across there. It's like with Cannon or Lance, but even worse just because it's just like you can spam it like that. But Mounir able to close things out with the orb. And let's see, is he gonna opt for it? Okay, he does. I'm not surprised by this. He wants a like further ranged weapon. That hammer, unfortunately, is gonna get you in a bunch of close proximity attacks. And when you're going against chakrams, that's not really what you want. You want something that's gonna be more spaced out and allows you more mobility options. And that is, of course, what the orb will provide for him. And we actually got a nice juggle going on here. Fry now getting down, but still, we even things up now. And considering where we were just like a minute or so ago, that's actually monumentous for Mounir.
I think it's, in a sense, Mounir is really just being able to pull this back, and as long as Fry doesn't get to juggle his way up to that top, which is where he's been really getting those kills in today, he might have a chance here to pull it back. Fry still has a little bit left, but not a lot of gas in that tank. Mounir swaps to that hammer. He's going for that quick execution, but he's not really able to pull it, and Fry tries the down signature, misses. Sidelight misses the ground pound. There's the recovery.
Whoa, that was a weird interaction with that dare. Did you see that? It like caught, but it didn't catch. That was really strange. But both of them really struggling here. Okay, the inlay. Yes, that's gonna KO. Mounir will take this game number 1. But so very close. I mean, that was neck and neck. And of course, with those swaps, I can see this easily going to a game number 5.
It's going to be a close one in almost all regards, I think. I don't think it's going to be a washout on either side. Fry definitely putting a lot more fight in than I think we've seen in a couple of his other matches. He has had a couple of those good washouts. But this one, I think he's going to have to put in that little extra work. Mounir knows where to be, where not to be. Especially with Fry in specific. Fry plays his chakram very, very vertically, from what we can see.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, that's kind of the chakram play style I've seen ever since the nerf. You know, people are still noticing that the dare is really easy to abuse in order to get people up above you, and then the juggle is kind of what it is. It's a very vertically playing weapon, and that's why you're seeing so many clips like this, where FryDasOle right there going up there with a recovery, nair recovery, and he keeps it going. And there's just very few options for players who are hit by that nair recovery to go. They're being sent upwards, but just enough to where they can be followed up so easily, proving it right there. FryDasOle trying to get almost a zero death going on. Now in the fuse version, gets a little stutter step going in there. A little bit of an ego problem. Oh, okay. Recovery on the fuse version. Yeah, very, like, seldomly used, the fuse version, obviously. But right here, trying to get the KO, that's what you're going to need.
He's looking for something quick. He's going for those really grounded down airs, which are just keeping a little bit of force on it. I think Fry avoids the ground pound, misses the sidelight, gets punished with the gravity cancel neutral signature. I've seen Thor before, I swear. I think this meta is really shifted up where everyone's playing, and I'm in love with it.
Yeah, no, really. Like it did so many great things because the meta, you know, had been in this relatively same place for a long time. So bringing back a bottom one weapon into the contention of like top five. Some people say that Blasters isn't like the top five, and honestly, it really could be up there. I think we'll have to wait to the majors to really know where everything lies. But no, I really enjoy that we have some different gameplay because we can see here, Fry has been throwing out his sword time and time again. Last patch, we would not have seen that. Oh wow. Okay. Really getting out there with that D-Sig. Mounir really wanted to close that stock out quickly. He knows how quickly he can get the damage built on him himself, but still, he needs a Stomp Stare that might close things out quickly. Now, obviously, this is something that went unmentioned, but we have a map swap, you know, over to the Miami Dome, providing more options for safe landings here with the double platform. And that is ultimately, I think, going to help Mounir more than Fry because, you know, one of the biggest problems is landing in chakrams when they got, like, that Inlight, for example, or just so many options that can cover you. It's good to have safer options.
Mounir went for the side stick, didn't get a hit it, and then Fry gets a nice, clean bit of damage. Avoids Mounir's recovery, gets the gravity cancel side sig, doesn't get the knockout off of that downlight into, well, dare into Ser. Mounir holding his own, really keeping himself barely in the game on this stock right now. They're both easily one string away, but there's that recovery knocking into final stock for Mounir.
And once again, of course, FryDasOle going over to his chakrams. He wants to keep this gameplay going. Mounir opting over to the orb. Okay, almost got a nice thing going there. Okay, I just really risky going up top against these chakrams. Like I said, that zone up above is the most dangerous place to be. But maybe right below it. Either way, you don't want to be vertical against chakrams. I think that's the lesson to learn here. And oh, a nice dodge catch there. That's like a 4-piece, 5-piece, 6-piece. Can he get another one? No, but still look at that damage. That is incredible. Over to the hammer now to try and get a nair or a stomp Ser, but oh, the dodge is caught by that side sig. Okay, but there it is, the side air, able to close things out. Yeah, look how much force that had. He was barbecue red there, but still, that damage has been pretty monumentous on Mounir, so he's going to have to pull out something huge if he wants to take this game, because otherwise, I think FryDasOle will be taking this 2-0.
I think the other thing that's interesting about Fry is he very, like, I'd say is very conservative with his use of signatures because he knows how they can definitely put them into very unfavorable situations. But some of them, I think he's missed out on a couple really good knockout opportunities from what I can see. Just a quick down sig as Mounir dodges downwards or in a certain direction. But Fry is definitely in this lead. There's that sidelight into the downlight to take the game.
Yep, they did remove quite a few of Chakram's true combos, but that is not one of them, and is a KO confirm as well. So, a nice option for him, and like I said, that is FryDasOle going up 2-0 in this set. Now, I was curious to see if we'd see Mounir swap over to the Taros. Right there, he locked in. Okay, he's locking in still the Thor, but it's actually a new skin. We got the M Bison coming out, you know? We like to see it. The crossover representation in this game, a wide array. I like to see it. Personally, I do like the Undertaker more, though. I think that's got more aura to, you know what I mean? Like, if you pull out someone named the Undertaker, the amount of aura that just, like, exudes from you is insane. But enough brain rot terms. We're getting into game number 3, and let's see. We got, okay, map skin bans, and we're going to a flat map now. Okay, so no platforms, no safe landing. This is going to be high risk, high reward gameplay. I'm interested to see what happens. Let's see. Can Mounir finally bring a game out of this, or is FryDasOle going to close this out 3-0? Because we were predicting that it was going to be a neck-and-neck game, but honestly, FryDasOle is trying to prove us wrong right now.
I'll be honest, Mounir's getting me worried when he's pulling out these extra crossovers. We don't have Priya within our tool right now, and so actually we're just calling to Nimue, which is the Dusk crossover. So I'm holding out. He's pulling out these different Orb Legends, and I'm like, I really don't want him to do this.
Oh, okay, that was risky. Oh my goodness, that's what I'm saying. You cannot challenge Chakram vertically like that. He will get you every time. FryDasOle taking that stock off the top. Very nicely done. And I don't know, I think that might have just been a deal breaker right there. Of course, he's not too far behind, but the mental damage that had to have done to him. Like, look at that ground pound. What are we doing? What are we doing, Mounir? Oh, I think it's over, unfortunately.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you gotta be in it to win it, and obviously he wasn't there, but he's really holding it down here. Trying to avoid it. Misses the GC downlight. Fry gets back, able to... I was gonna say able to pick up the chakram, picks up the sword. I don't know if that was intentional. Gets hit with the slide charge down signature from unarmed. Fry and Mounir back on the same stock now.
Oh, but once again, the double recovery. It's just so good. And the side stick as well. Barely not going to KO off the side. That hitbox is really easy to catch with a jump. Okay, once again, opting for these recoveries, side airs. And there it is. Yep, unarmed recovery is going to take it. FryDasOle's up an entire stock now. Mounir, potentially on his winner's side bracket points. Oh, and it just keeps going. Oh, boy. But now he's armed. Okay, he can try and bring this back, but he's got to do something other than getting hit with the backside of that D-Sig. Another recovery. N-Sig tries to get it, but okay, able to get out of that one. Mounir still has fight in him.
He's got fight in him, but he's really on his last legs right now. Fry running away with it. There's that side stick. Mounir needing to get something. There's that side light into the down light. The weapon throw, I think, actually might have just saved him there. But there's that down signature again. Brutal.
There it is. Oh, was I wrong about the set count? Am I tripping?
You
Am
were
I tripped
indeed.
up?
It is actually 1-2 to Fry right now.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's why I'm tripped up, you know? I'm allowed to do this. I can make this joke, so... You know, it works. It all works out. But anyways, okay, so that's nice. We do get to see some more gameplay, and I'll try not to cry myself to sleep thinking about that blunder later on. Now, can we see a comeback here? Obviously, we still have FryDasOle on his chakrams, and I want to see if Mounir swaps now, because... Okay, he does, okay. Because, like I said before, I was expecting a swap thinking when it was 0-2, but now that it actually is on his tournament point, or sorry, not tournament point, but his winner's side bracket point, he wants to swap to something he... Well, I was going to say might know more, but I mean, it's a level 27 Mirage. I don't think he's too known for his Mirage, if I'm mistaken. Whoa. Where are we locking in, buddy? He got the... There we go. Ulgrim? Yeah. Why not? Ulgrim. Completely different there. Now, this is really interesting, because Ulgrim has been nerfed hundreds of times at this point. Obviously hyperbole, but seriously, it has been nerfed year after year. And in 2s, it's still great because of the weapon comp and just the design overall. But in 1s, you still see people picking up Ulgrim, despite how, I mean, just obliterated he's been as a character.
I mean, yeah, I think it's... correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Lance got a little bit of a nudge upwards with the last patch, and I think that's really sort of like... It's kind of just shifted the weight on certain legends, with like Ulgrim, I think, being one of the main ones. But I don't think the Ulgrim is really going to phase Fry, as Fry is just running into this massive amount of damage, keeping Mounir juggled like the clown that Fry is right now.
Wow. So, yeah, you're right. Okay, I see the Joker skin. I get the joke. At first I thought you were just insulting the man. I'm like, dang, alright. Just... But no, you're right. Now, I gotta say,
you know, I used to sponsor Fry. I ain't gonna insult that man.
That's true, right? Okay, but it's a little strange because, you know, Mounir over onto the Ulgrim, you know, he's got the Axe, which he's played a lot of with Taros and Ulgrim. But if he's going to be going over to an Axe pick, I'm just surprised it wasn't Taros.
I think it's more, the Lance in that respect. Lance has got a couple bits of potential extra edge against Chakram, but Fry does not care. Again, really keeping himself in a good elevation. There's that side air to just punish the side sig. Fry making it back, swaps the sword, and so he's got that Chakram lined up because he knows he's going to be going down sooner. He can see it, and there it is.
Slingshot against the edge right there. Very nice. Yeah, okay, so now that he's swapping over to the Lance and staying on it, I think I see the game plan now. He wants to have more priority, which he definitely gets with the Lance right there, proving so with that nice little string, but still, he's off stage against these Chakrams now. Let's see, Fry trying to pick up a dare, but now he's able to get out of the way. So this provides him a lot more mobility than his previous two weapons did, and this, actually, it could be the game changer. I might be eating my own words here.
It's that. I think it's just that little bit of extra. Where I see, why I will genuinely say I see a small amount of weakness, and I do genuinely mean a small amount of weakness in Chakram, is just it doesn't always benefit from going into these more ranged matchups.
Oh no.
But Fry really doing his
He's
work
just
with
falling
those
into it.
neutral likes.
Yeah, over and over falling into it. That just, you cannot tank those. Over time, it's going to build up a lot of damage. Oh my goodness. But yeah, okay. One weakness rather I've noticed about the chakrams is that they just can't catch things on the lower diagonal. But I thought that maybe that'd be like what the lance is for, and the axe being, you know, D-light or the recovery. But yeah, it just doesn't matter. FryDasOle is proving that he's just better. Okay, tries to rip a D-set to close out the set, but not able to that time. Recovery, that's gonna do it. There it is. FryDasOle taking this 3-1 over Mounir and heading into grand finals as the winner.